अदालत ने मुझे हर जगह बेल दे दी है, मेरे ऊपर अब कोई केस नहीं है, मैं आज़ाद हूँ। उसके बावजूद इन्होंने मुझे यहाँ किडनैप किया हुआ है, ज़बरदस्ती रखा हुआ है। हम सारे, मैं पाकिस्तान को बताऊंगा कि तुम ये किडनैप कर रहे हो, हमें ज़बरदस्ती रोक रहे हो। फिर उसकी प्रेशर के ऊपर उसने छोड़ा और अब जब हम निकले तो खाली पड़ी थी सड़क।
Hello and welcome to an India Today special broadcast. I'm Gaurav Sawant and we're keeping a hawk eye on developments across the border in Pakistan, where Prime Minister of Pakistan Shahbaz Sharif has come out all guns blazing, targeting his political opponent and former Prime Minister of Pakistan and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party chief Imran Khan. Shahbaz Sharif has called Imran Khan's statement on Pakistan's army chief a reflection of his diseased and obsessive mind. Shahbaz Sharif then went on to say General Asim Munir had unearthed corruption cases against Imran Khan's family, and that is why Imran Khan has an agenda and is constantly maligning the chief of the Pakistan army. The Prime Minister of Pakistan also said he directed agencies to take firm action against the rioters across the country. He said he's given law enforcement agencies a target of 72 hours to bring the perpetrators of violence, arson and vandalism to justice. The Home Department of Pakistan's Punjab province has also put out pictures, photographs of miscreants and rioters and arsonists in newspapers. The Punjab Home Department in Pakistan has also announced a reward of 2 lakh Pakistani rupees for those who provide information about the rioters. Before I get you more on this big story, let's quickly cut across and listen in to Pakistan's Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif.
कम से कम मैं इस दिन के लिए इस दुनिया में ना होता कि अपने वतन में अपनों ने दुश्मन बनकर उन्होंने पाकिस्तान के इन इदारों पर, इन तंसीबात पर हमला किया। जो हमारा अज़ली दुश्मन जो ना कर सका, जो उसके ख्वाब थे वो कभी शर्मिंदा ताबीर ना हुए, वो बदकिस्मती से 9 मई को इमरान न्याजी के सुपरविजन में उसकी प्लानिंग, उसकी इंस्टिगेशन के तहत उसके मुसल्लह जत्थे ने जना हाउस को मुकम्मल तौर पर राख में तब्दील कर दिया। जिन लोगों ने इस कबीर और बदतरीन हरकत में हिस्सा लिया है, उनके लिए आइन और कानून में जो सजाएं लिखी गई हैं, हर सूरत उनको ये सजाएं दी जाएंगी। जिन्होंने मंसूबाबंदी की है, जिन्होंने डंडे और लाठियां और लोहे के जो थी उनको उनके हवाले किया, जो जिनके पास असलहा था, और वो पुलिस और जो वहाँ पर फौजी मौजूद थे उनके ऊपर पिल पड़े, हमलावर हुए। कानून अपने आनी हाथ से उनको गिरफ्त में लेगा और कानून में दर्ज सजाएं इंशाअल्लाह उनको मिलेंगी।
Is this then the beginning of a massive crackdown on protesters? Some of it is already happening. I want to cut across to India Today's Hamza Amir joining us live from Islamabad. Also with us is Hamza Azhar Islam. Hamza Amir, coming to you first. What's the latest on ground? The Prime Minister of Pakistan has hit out against Imran Khan. He said Imran Niazi and his followers, they are not less than any terrorist or anti-state group. What's happening on ground against the protesters and the rioters, Hamza Amir?
Well, Gaurav, on ground, the situation is becoming very, very difficult, and the doors are actually started to close for PTI supporters wherever they might be, because a joint investigation team has been formed under the supervision of the caretaker chief minister of the Punjab province, Mohsin Naqvi. Another joint investigation team has been formed by the police authorities in Rawalpindi on the attack of GHQ, and it has been actually committed openly that every single person who was part of these riots, who was on the streets, and he was part of the violence that happened since 9th of May, every single one will be identified and they will be arrested. And not to forget, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has given 72 hours to the Punjab Chief Minister to arrest every single one. He's also gone on to say that every single one who will be arrested will be put to trial in an anti-terror court. He said that if we have to have the courts open till late in the night, we will do that. If we want more courts to hear such a high number of cases, we will even open new courts of the anti-terror department, but we will not spare the people who were part of this ongoing violence that happened in the past 3 days. So basically what it seems
Hamza
is that
Amir,
the
stay with me. Hamza Azhar, I want to understand from you. I'm told now pictures of protesters and rioters while they're committing that act of vandalism and rioting are being put out on television channels, in newspapers, even on street corners. What's the reaction on ground? 1, from protesters. 2, from their families. 3, from Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf workers. Do they see this as state victimization?
Well, yes, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf workers do see it as an act of political victimization. However, the objective of the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has been fulfilled. Imran Khan is back at home. He is safe in Zaman Park, surrounded by his supporters and his family. So as far as this objective is concerned, it has been achieved. And it was a bit surprising to see private details of protesters being aired on national television. However, there's an unprecedented reaction to this protest, which caused a destruction of a lot of property. It caused a lot of havoc in the Corps Commander's house in Lahore. And the military has decided to come on hard against the protesters. And as the Prime Minister today has said very clearly that in the next 72 hours, all the culprits behind this will be arrested, and also a joint investigation team is being formed to deduce the circumstances which led to these violent protests.
So I want to understand from you, Hamza Islam, what kind of private information of protesters has been put out by the government in public domain?
Well, their pictures and their addresses, they have been broadcast on national television, which is causing alarm amongst citizens. And whether even this is accurate information or not, or whether any evidence has been gathered so far or not, but it was surprising to see details of citizens on national television.
Gentlemen, stay with me. I want to throw this open for wider discussion. But while we do that, I want you to take a look at pictures of the massive destruction that was caused across Pakistan on the 9th of May. from the Corps Commander's house being torched. And I want those images here on television. Corps Commander's house being set on fire, the offices of Radio Pakistan being set on fire, the rioting and the protests that took place on the streets of Pakistan. All those images we are putting out here on India Today. But while we do that, I also want to bring into this conversation Uzma Kader, PMLN leader. Arzu Kazmi is a Pakistani journalist joining us. Abdul Samad Yaqoob is the spokesperson of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party, joins us. Also does Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar, a former top diplomat, keeps a hawk eye on developments in Pakistan. But Abdul Samad Yaqoob, when we look at the pictures of the destruction of the Corps Commander's house being set on fire, is this the work of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf workers and cadres, sir?
Well, certainly not. What we have already demanded from the law enforcement agencies that the fair investigation must be held. I mean, on whose behest, who was the one who instigated them to attack the Corps Commander house and other military. If you imagine, it is impossible. I mean, the way they are heavily guarded, these houses, I mean, these cantonment areas, how come it is possible that few people got into through it and then the attack? It seems like there is a huge conspiracy. So we as a PTI demands the fair investigation. And by the way, you have played the statement of the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. I would ask the Prime Minister that number of incidents took place where where the Hindu temples was vandalized by the mobs. The number of people were beaten to death by the mobs, but they have never taken any action against them. No one is being held accountable. But this is the first time that the most sacred place of the house of the Corps Commander, like that mosque can be vandalized, Hindu temples can be vandalized, and no serious action had ever been taken place.
You are saying it's a conspiracy, burning down the Corps Commander. You're saying burning down the Corps Commander of the... Let me get Uzma Kader to respond to that. Uzma Kader, the PTI, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party, says it's a conspiracy. PTI workers did not burn down the house of the Corps Commander. Why does the PMLN say this is the work of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and at the behest of Imran Khan, madam?
Thank you for inviting me. First of all, I would like to correct my name. My surname is Kardar. So please, if you could call me Uzma Kardar.
Absolutely, ma'am. Go on.
And I was listening to your guest and he said that, mandars are vandalized and no action is taken. In Pakistan, we respect all our minorities and their places of worship. And
which is not true, ma'am. Several temples have been targeted. Mia Mithu has converted so many Hindus and Sikhs. So let's talk about facts on our show, ma'am.
We do not allow vandalism at any worship site. Let me tell you that. We respect all our religions and all our minorities, and that is what Islam teaches us.
But it's not practiced. So let's not lie. At least let's not rely on India Today.
Coming back to your question, a lot of red lines were crossed. And if you incite people and if you brainwash them into rising against the state and, rebelling against the writ of the government, then I don't think any state can just sit back and watch. Why? Because
are you accusing Imran Khan of inciting his mob to target the Corps Commander's house or other installations in Pakistan?
You see, he has named so many times without any evidence. He has named a serving general as having plans to kill him. Now, what is that? That is inciting to violence. And people, leaders have to be more responsible. Whatever they say, their followers, they follow them blindly. They don't question their leaders. And if the leader says, this general is going to kill me, if something happens to me, this general is responsible, what do you think the followers are going to do?
Okay, so you're talking about General Faisal Nasir, DGC. You're talking about General Faisal Nasir, who was named by Imran Khan. Let me get Abdul Samad Yaqoob to respond to you, and let's have both Uzma Kardar and Abdul Samad Yaqoob on television, please. just the two of them right now, because I want a response from Abdul Samad Yaqub. Sir,
and then another. Let me just finish.
Go on,
Let me just finish. You see, now the thing is that these people, they were actually trained. They'd been trained for the past 1 year. They were being trained. The PTI workers, they all these other miscreants, they intermingled with the PTI workers, but this was done deliberately. It was done at the behest of the leadership. The leadership, I was there. I saw one of their leaders, Yasmin Rashid. She was egging people on, move towards the Corps Commander house, move towards the cantonment, and all the people were then diverting there. And there you see the workers mixed with all these people who had been trained to torch and, to destroy. They went there.
Okay. Ma'am, stay with me. You've raised two very pertinent points. Stay with me. अब्दुल समद याकूब जी, जवाब दीजिए. उज़मा कारदार जी बहुत बड़ा आरोप लगा रही हैं. She saying Imran Khan named military generals. He almost, pointed a target on their back, and the mob was trained to target military officers, and that is what happened. Jawab dijiye, sir.
Well, she is right. Yes, we have Imran Khan has accused Major General Faisal Nasir. He named him, he shamed him. He accused him for the attempt of assassinations, but he tried to file the FIR, which was never been registered. I mean, imagine the irony is that the most popular leader of the Pakistan is accusing a serving major general and a serving brigadier. But this is the duty of this is the liability of the government, that they must hold him accountable. They must. I mean, why a serving officer cannot be
तो सर मैं समझना चाहता हूँ, और उज़मा कारदार जी और भी पाकिस्तानी मेहमान हमारे साथ हैं, मैं ये समझना चाहता हूँ कि अगर FIR नहीं दर्ज हुआ तो कोर कमांडर के घर को आग लगा देंगे. ये कहाँ का जस्टिस है?
देखिए इतना हैवीली
इन्होंने कोई, आप मुझसे पूछ रहे हैं?
These are not.
अब्दुल समद जी से पूछ रहा हूँ, याकूब साहब से पूछ रहा हूँ. Then I'll come back to you, ma'am.
These are heavily guarded like a fortress. I mean, ये तो ऐसे है जैसे कोई लाल किला हो. इनके घर तो ऐसे होते हैं कि बाहर आप परिंदा भी पर नहीं मार सकता. और ये कहते हैं, और इन्होंने एक मासूम आयशा भुट्टा जो हमारी कारकुन है, उसके ऊपर टेररिज्म, उसके ऊपर मर्डर, अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर के ऊपर केसेस करके उसको अंदर डाल दिया. क्या जी अगर आपसे कोर कमांडर का घर नहीं संभाला जाता तो फिर आपने क्या मुल्क की हिफाजत करनी है? यानी कि आपसे अगर चंद घर नहीं संभाले गए और अगर आप सिक्योरिटी अपने कॉर्प्स कमांडर को नहीं प्रोवाइड कर सकते तो मैं तो महफूज नहीं रह सकता इसमें. मुझे तो आप कभी भी जाके, यानी कि आप इमेजिन करेंगे.
बहुत बड़ी बात आप कर रहे हैं, आप बहुत बड़ी बात कर रहे हैं. लेट मी गेट उज़मा कारदार जी टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू दिस कि अगर कोर कमांडर का घर पाकिस्तान में सुरक्षित नहीं है तो व्हाट इज सेफ इन पाकिस्तान? आई फेल टू अंडरस्टैंड, मैम. दैट्स अ फेयर क्वेश्चन दैट अब्दुल समद याकूब आस्क्स.
Okay, the point is that we people, the people of Pakistan, we love our armed forces, and the armed forces, they have given their lives to make life safe for us. Now, the armed forces, when they saw the mob coming, they were there. Some of them were there. They were stationed, but they did not want to encounter the people or have any untoward incident taking place. So they did not really, come down hard on the crowd.
Ma'am, the ground report seems to indicate वो तो अपने हथियार छोड़कर भाग गए.
But the thing is that this is totally unacceptable, and this happened because the armed forces, they were kind. They were kind to the people. They did not want to bring any harm to the people. The people have to understand that.
Before I bring in Arzu Kazmi, Abdul Samad Yaqub ji, इसका जवाब दीजिए.
They will never deliberately confront, or they will never deliberately bring about any harm on the people.
उज़मा कारदार जी तो बोल रही हैं कि army was kind to people, police was kind to people. आप बोल रहे हैं कि जी लाठियों से पीटा जा रहा है और अंदर बंद किया जा रहा है.
अगर आप लोगों को गुमराह करते हैं, और ये लीडरशिप ने गुमराह किया, इमरान खान ने गुमराह किया उनको. इमरान खान ने कई दफा उनको गुमराह किया, और उनको जो था यहाँ तक उनको अपने फॉलोअर्स को पहुंचाया. सारी जिम्मेदारी इमरान खान के कंधे पे रेस्ट करती है कि उन्होंने जो नफरत अंगेज स्पीचेस की फौज के खिलाफ, उनके खिलाफ एक मुहिम चलाई शोहदा के खिलाफ on their social network, and that is how the crowd was totally haywire. उनको इश्तियाल दिलवाया गया था, उनकी लीडरशिप से इश्तियाल दिलवाया गया था।
Uzma, listen.
Okay, Abdul Samad Yaqub is responding to you.
I do not support any kind of violence or vandalism. Simply, what I am asking from the government is that every house of the citizen, citizen should be protected in the same manners which the cantonment areas are protected, or the house of others are protected. I mean,
no, but how is the cantonment protected? Arzu Kazmi, if you can hear me, how is the cantonment protected? Whether it is the Lahore cantonment, whether it is the Multan cantonment, whether it is the Peshawar cantonment, all were targeted. I'm told other cantonments were targeted. GHQ तक safe नहीं था. आप पाराज ISI headquarters safe नहीं था. और अभी थोड़ी देर में we'll talk about an attack that has taken place at that Muslim Bagh Qila Saifullah in Balochistan, but that's a separate story. आरजू काजमी, हो क्या रहा है पाकिस्तान में?
सबसे पहले तो मैं एक चीज आपके क्वेश्चन से पहले जानना चाहूंगी, जो उज़मा कारदार कह रही थी अबाउट द माइनॉरिटीज. आई वांट टू से एज अ पाकिस्तानी मुस्लिम, आई एक्सेप्ट कि हम लोग किसी भी तरह की माइनॉरिटी को ना तो रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं और ना ही उनका कोई राइट देते हैं. हम उनके मंदिर भी तोड़ते हैं और उनकी बच्चियों को भी उठा के ले जाके जबरदस्ती उनका मजहब चेंज करवाते हैं. वी हैव टू एक्सेप्ट कि ये हमारे मुंह के ऊपर कालक लगी हुई है जो हमें दिखाई नहीं देती. लेकिन ओके देन नाउ आई हैव टू गो टू योर क्वेश्चन. बिल्कुल आप ठीक कह रहे हैं. एक बड़ी अजीब सी बात हुई है. कोई आम सिटीजन जो है दे कैन नॉट रीच और दे कैन नॉट गो टू GHQ. ऐसे कोई अगर जाना चाहे तो जा भी नहीं सकता. लेकिन जिस तरह से मोब गया है, जिस तरीके से डैमेजेस हुए हैं, आई फील कि ये सारा कुछ प्लान था. ठीक है, PTI सपोर्टर्स थे, लेकिन PTI सपोर्टर्स को अंदर जाने दिया गया, डैमेजेस करने दिए गए, बिकॉज इसमें कहीं ना कहीं स्टैब्लिशमेंट का, एजेंसीज का भी फायदा था दिखाने के लिए. देखो जी हमारे ऊपर ये किया और हमने तो पाकिस्तान को बचा के रखा है, जबकि ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. पाकिस्तान की इस वक्त जो हालत है उसमें हमारी एजेंसीज भी शामिल हैं, उसमें इमरान खान भी है, उसमें नवाज शरीफ भी है, जितनी भी पॉलिटिकल लीडर्स हैं, दे ऑल आर इन्वॉल्व टू डैमेज पाकिस्तान. और ये लोग जो वहां गए थे ये इतने बेवकूफ हैं कि इनको देखकर, इनकी फुटेजेस को देखकर इन्हीं के ऊपर एक्शन होगा, इन्हीं को सजा मिलेगी. और ये लीडर जो हैं ये अपने घर में आराम से AC लगा के बैठेंगे. लेकिन एक चीज और मैं लास्ट में just one minute more, Gaurav please. My father always said it to me कि ये जो सब कॉन्टिनेंट में जिस हिस्से में सबसे जाहिल कौम रहती थी वहां पे पाकिस्तान बनाने के लिए जगह दी गई. एंड आई फील ही वाज राइट. जो हरकतें यहाँ पर होती हैं, अगर किसी के पास थोड़ी सी भी अक्ल या एजुकेशन होगी तो वो इस तरह की हरकतें नहीं करेगा जो पाकिस्तान में होती हैं. इट्स वेरी एम्बैरेसिंग.
It truly is. वैसे you know I'm not contradicting your father, लेकिन जिस हिस्से में पाकिस्तान बना, of course way before Islam, वो जो जगह थी ना वहाँ तक्षशिला का विश्वविद्यालय था. विश्व का world's first university was in तक्षशिला, and Acharya Chanakya used to go and teach in तक्षशिला, and of course the other university was in Nalanda. But of course that's a separate story. We'll have a separate discussion on that another day. But that's a very pertinent point you've raised. While our topic today is not Pakistan ill-treating its minorities, whether it's the Hindus, the Sikhs, the Christians, or even the Ahmadiyas. We'll talk about that another day. But Ambassador Sajjan Har, since you've joined us on the broadcast, there's a very major point that's being made. The attack on GHQ.
I would like to answer this question, please, which Arzu has raised.
Fair enough, ma'am. Before I come to Ambassador Sajjan Har, please respond, ma'am.
I don't know where Arzu is coming from, but let me remind her that under the Constitution of Pakistan, every citizen of Pakistan has equal rights. We have the representation of our minorities, which includes Christians, which includes Sikhs, which includes Hindus. They are all represented in the National Assembly. They all have their seats in the provincial assemblies, and they have a voice. And
मैम फोर्स कन्वर्जन नहीं होता पाकिस्तान में. मियां मिट्ठू उठा के नहीं ले जाता लड़कियों को.
Let me finish please. Number 2, she talks about girls being abducted. She doesn't know that underage marriage is not a problem with the minorities. It is a problem with we are all facing in Pakistan. Underage marriages, they are a curse, and we are trying to bring about legislation. I think there are so many girls, Muslim girls, who are married, below the age of 16.
मैम लेकिन फोर्स्ड कन्वर्जन की बात आरजू काजमी कह रही है, मंदिरों को तोड़ा जा रहा है, अहमदियों की मस्जिदों को तोड़ा जा रहा है, ईसाई मैम चाइल्ड मैरिज, मंदिरों को तोड़ना चाइल्ड मैरिज थोड़ी है. बट आरजू काजमी वांट्स टू रिस्पॉन्ड. आरजू काजमी वांट्स टू रिस्पॉन्ड.
नहीं, एवरीबडी नोज व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन इन पाकिस्तान. मुझे इनको बिल्कुल भी रिस्पॉन्ड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. गौरव प्लीज नो इट हाउ दिस इज रमिया और ये सारे सब पता है, बट दिस इज नॉट द टॉपिक टुडे. बट यस, हमारे यहाँ गलत हो रहा है एंड अनफॉर्चुनेटली वी आर नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग दिस. वी आर नॉट रेडी टू एक्सेप्ट दिस ट्रूथ.
आप लोगों को एनजीओ को पैसे मिलते हैं बाहर से, इसीलिए ताकि आप
मैम मेरे गेस्ट को प्लीज इस तरह से ना बोले. मैम मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है मैम,
आप ये क्यों नहीं मान लेती हैं?
मेरी कोई एनजीओ नहीं है मैडम. आई एम नॉट फ्रॉम द एनजीओ, फॉर गॉड सेक.
But I know what's happening. NGOs get funding for this issue. They get funding.
But that's not a topic of debate today, ma'am. Ma'am, आज इमरान खान को टेररिस्ट, आज इमरान नियाजी को टेररिस्ट बोला है शहबाज शरीफ ने. मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है, क्या ये पूरी साजिश है कि इमरान नियाजी के सपोर्टर फंस गए? ये पीएमएलएन की साजिश है, ऐसा आरोप लगाया जा रहा है. पीएमएलएन पुल्ड इमरान नियाजी सपोर्टर्स और वो फंस गए. Is this is the allegation?
आप मुझे ये बताएं कि anybody who picks up हथियार weapons against the state, उसको आप क्या बोलते हैं? आपके मणिपुर में क्या हो रहा है? वहां पे क्यों 60 बंदे जो हैं वो
मणिपुर की तो हम बात ही नहीं कर रहे मैम. इंडिया की बात मत करिए ना मैम. इंडिया तो
Nobody is allowed to pick up arms against the state.
Fair enough. Abdul Samad Yaqub, before I bring in Ambassador Sajjan Har.
You're not allowed to do that.
Fair enough, ma'am. You've raised a fair point. Yes, Abdul Samad Yaqub. पेशावर में पिस्तौलें लेकर घूम रहे थे, सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस पे गोलियां चलाई हैं पीटीआई के वर्कर्स ने, ऐसा आरोप लग रहा है और इसकी जांच हो रही है. दिस इज बीइंग इन्वेस्टिगेटेड सर.
देखिए, मुझे अलाउ कीजिएगा मैं आपको रिस्पॉन्ड कर दूं. जिस तरीके से इन्होंने एक्यूज किया आरजू काजमी को, इनको थोड़ी सी शर्म आनी चाहिए कि वो जो माइनॉरिटी राइट्स के लिए हमेशा आवाज उठाती हैं, इनको ये नहीं शर्म आई कि इन्होंने आके उनके ऊपर पैसों का इल्जाम लगा दिया, जबकि पूरा पाकिस्तान जानता है कि उस्मा कारदार ने पैसे लेके पीटीआई के अगेंस्ट वोट दिया. शी वाज इलेक्टेड फ्रॉम द पीटीआई रिजर्व सीट. अब इनको यहाँ पे आके अपने पैसों के ऊपर वो नहीं आता और दूसरों के ऊपर वो पैसों का इल्जाम लगा रही है. मैडम, आपके ऊपर तो ओपनली सारे एविडेंस आपको दे सकते हैं.
Sir, no personal attacks on my guests. I know both of you are from Pakistan, but both of you are my respected guests.
I responded her. She attacked first, so I responded her. Okay, let me come to the point. Yes, this is the fact that we have witnessed.
Sir, since you've leveled an allegation against my guest, जी मैडम,
पहुंच जाते हैं जिसमें चाइल्ड मैरिज से हम जो है वो नब्ज अज़मा है और हमें चैलेंज करता है चाइल्ड मैरिज. आपके तो कन्वर्जन का तो कोई केस ही नहीं है, वो खुद अपनी मर्जी से बच्चियां जाती हैं और अंडरएज बच्चियां होती हैं.
Okay, let me bring both of you back on the topic. The topic today is Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif calling former Prime Minister Imran Khan a terrorist supporter, a terrorist, saying what he has done. And Abdul Samad Yaqub, this is a very grave charge. जो पाकिस्तान के दुश्मनों ने, एटर्नल एनिमीज ने 75 साल में नहीं कर पाए, इमरान खान और उनके सपोर्टर्स ने एक दिन में कर दिया. स्याह दिन. इट्स अ ब्लैक डे इन द हिस्ट्री ऑफ पाकिस्तान. व्हाट वाज डन, द टारगेटिंग ऑफ कोर कमांडर्स हाउस, द टारगेटिंग ऑफ जीएचक्यू एंड द टारगेटिंग ऑफ आईएसआई अपारा.
I mean, calling or accusing, calling him a terrorist is not a big statement. I believe that when Imran Khan is facing the charges of terrorism, the charges of the murder, so what is left behind? Then secondly, I don't take this clown prime minister a serious prime minister. I mean, he is a puppet. He is working on the behest of the Pindi. He was installed by the Pindi. So, giving him, discussing him is not, I don't think that it has any worth. he has to please the Pindi.
Give
So
me 1 minute
calling
before I
Imran,
bring in, I want to bring in Ambassador Sajjan into this conversation, and Arzu Kazmi and Uzma Kardar. But before I do that, I want you to listen into Imran Khan, what he said while he was still in the Islamabad High Court premises. He said he's not against the Pakistan army. It's not the institution, it is one man. What does that mean? But first listen in to Imran Khan.
It's not the security agency. It's one man, the army chief. There's no democracy in that in the army. The army is getting maligned by what is happening right now. And sadly, the events that happened when I was inside, I only found out afterwards.
Very grave charge being leveled. Please explain, Abdul Samad Yaqub, before I bring in Uzma Kardar and Ambassador Sajjan. It's not the institution of the army. It is one man, and that's the army chief, General Asim Munir.
I mean, it says all that. Yes, Imran Khan has directly named the army chief Asim Munir. So, and he explained it that there is no democracy in armies. I mean, there would be never a democracy. I mean, these institute doesn't work under the democracy. But fact of the matter is, when we call the army chief, that means the army. I mean, he's the one who is representing the army or leading the army. So it is clear that Imran Khan has directly accused the army chief.
That's Ambassador Sajjan, Imran Khan, as former Prime Minister of Pakistan, as head of one of the most popular parties in Pakistan, accuses the institution of the Chief of the Army Staff of Pakistan, General Asim Munir. एक म्यान में दो तलवारें नहीं रह सकती, ये कहा जाता है. क्या ये मान लिया जाए कि अब पाकिस्तान में या जनरल आसिम मुनीर रहेंगे या इमरान खान रहेंगे? एम्बेसडर सज्जन
जी, मेरे विचार से देखिए गौरव, इसमें पोलराइजेशन बहुत ज्यादा हो गया है वहां पर. एक तो मैं कहूंगा आर्मी के अंदर बहुत पोलराइजेशन हो गया है, और दूसरा है वहां पर पॉलिटिशियन पीटीआई और आर्मी में बहुत ज्यादा पोलराइजेशन हो गया है. जहां तक बात है जो 9 तारीख को हुआ, जो कोर कमांडर लाहौर के घर पर हमला किया गया और उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं हुआ, जीएचक्यू पिंडी में हमला हुआ, कुछ नहीं हुआ, तो मैं तो आई विल गो बाय द वर्जन ऑफ आरजू व्हाट शी वाज सेइंग. आई थिंक राइट फ्रॉम दैट डे गौरव, इट वाज बीइंग सजेस्टेड that this is a ploy, this is a tactic to lure the supporters of PTI, and they came in large numbers both in Lahore as also here, and also KPK, Peshawar वगैरह वगैरह बहुत जगह पर उन्होंने गए और वहां पर they created violence, protest वगैरह किया, burn किया, arson के cases किए, so that they can be booked under acts of treason. And similarly, I think Imran Khan also, when he was being driven to the court, High Court on the 9th morning for his biometrics, he had said, जो मुझे आज अरेस्ट कर लेंगे परंतु आप सड़कों पर आइए, घर पर मत बैठे रहिए.
So Imran Khan incited a mob.
Incitement.
So Imran Khan incited a mob, which has been described as a black day in Pakistan's history. Uzma Kardar ji, please respond to the contention that is being made that Imran Khan, to tarnish his reputation and to tarnish his movement and to tarnish Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party, so that elections are not held on the 15th of May and perhaps even in October, this was a conspiracy and Imran Khan and his people got trapped in it.
Imran Khan has lost it. He because of his frustration and desperation, he is absolutely going bonkers. General Asim Munir is at the helm of affairs, and there's a chain of command, and there's complete discipline in the army, and everybody follows that discipline. The problem is that Imran Khan went crazy because he tried his utmost that he should appoint the new chief.
Yes.
And that didn't happen. That didn't happen. And that is why, he is creating all this problem. Asim Munir, when he was DG ISI and Imran Khan was Prime Minister, Asim Munir took all the corruption files, which also pointed towards Buzdar government's corruption, leading to his own house in Bani Gala. And Asim Munir said, sir, here are the corruption evidence, please take action. And what did Imran Khan do? He removed him from the post of DG ISI. So this is the frustration of Imran Khan. But it's not going to work. It's finished. It's over with him, because we stand behind the army. The people of Pakistan stand behind the army. We love them. And there is no divide. There is no divide, absolutely.
Ma'am, stay with me. You've raised a very pertinent point. You've raised a very pertinent point, and let me get Abdul Samad Yaqub to respond to that. Sir, it is a fact Imran Khan did not want General Asim Munir to be Chief of the Army Staff. It is a fact General Asim Munir had, as DG ISI, he walked up to Imran Khan and pointed out serious cases of corruption, not just in Imran Khan's party, your party, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, but corruption that very politely, Uzma Kardarji does not name his family members. It named his wife, Bushra Bibi, her alleged involvement in corruption. As DG ISI, it was his job to sensitize the Prime Minister that this should not happen, because the tarnishing would not just be of Bushra Bibi, but the office of the Prime Minister. And now that man is being victimized, that who's your army chief, is being victimized by Imran Khan again, sir. That's the point that's being made.
Well, there are 2 points you have asked. First, about that Imran Khan doesn't want to appoint Asim Munir as a chief of army staff. It is a discretionary power of the Prime Minister. I mean, it's his choice that who he wants to be in office. Secondly, if let's assume that Asim Munir as a DG ISI was presenting or revealing some corruption cases of Bushra Bibi or CM Buzdar, I would ask you that whether there was the only corruption, if for the sake of argument, if I believe that this is the truth, but why didn't he point out the then army chief Bajwa, whose wife's assets were disclosed in the FBR? I mean, that was, billions of multi-billions of rupees. Why he was not reporting about the army chief or other person? I mean, the duty of the ISI chief is not to investigate or not to disclose the corruption cases. He has other strategic affairs. I mean, there is another watchdogs for the corruptions. I mean, so I don't believe that the discussion was gone. There was any kind of discussion. Let me get
Arzu Kazmi to weigh in on this before I bring in Ambassador Sajjanhar. Arzu Kazmi, is that the principal reason, as many in Pakistan argue, that General Asim Munir was seen as a very upright officer? As DG ISI, he was actually performing his duty. He was pointing out to the Prime Minister corruption cases in the Prime Minister's family, which is, Pinky Peerni or Bushra Bibi, as they say. And he was axed as ISI chief overnight. And that is why the Prime Minister did not want him to come as Army Chief of Pakistan, and now wants him sacked, or now is targeting him once again. Arzu Kazmi.
Yes, exactly. This is the main thing which we also heard. Same thing as you said. But again, I want to say that ab to Army Chief ban gaye na, so they all have to accept it. They have no other choice. But still Imran Khan is trying के उनको दोबारा से प्राइम मिनिस्टर बना दिया जाए और बाकी सबको हटा दें, which is not possible, I think. But again, all the political parties and establishment, every one of them is responsible for the situation in Pakistan, and nobody is thinking about the poor people and the citizens of Pakistan, basically. So you can see the damages even from the India. You can feel कि यहाँ पे लोगों की क्या हालत है and how people survive here.
In the other part of the debate, but I still have some time on this part of the show, and I want all of you to stay on with me as we talk about the end game in this. Ambassador Sajjanhar, as somebody who watches Pakistan very closely, एक म्यान में दो तलवारें नहीं रह सकती. अगर इमरान खान ने सीधे तौर पर लड़ाई मोल ले ली आर्मी चीफ के साथ, तो क्या अब ये तय है कि या आर्मी चीफ जनरल आसिम मुनीर को जाना पड़ेगा या इमरान खान को जाना पड़ेगा? एंड व्हाट डज दैट एक्चुअली मीन? इज इट एंड ऑफ द रोड फॉर इमरान खान एज अ पॉलिटिकल लीडर और एज अ पॉलिटिकल एंटिटी इन पाकिस्तान? ही हेड्स perhaps the largest or one of the largest political parties in Pakistan. It's the supporters and workers of that party that have actually caused havoc across the country, sir.
जी आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं गौरव. आई थिंक द पॉपुलैरिटी ऑफ इमरान खान इज इनकंटेस्टेबल. वो तो है, ही इज द मोस्ट पॉपुलर लीडर. देयर इज नो अदर लीडर इन द country who's as popular as him. But as far as the army is concerned, I think the image and the clout and the
Sir, give me a moment. We'll try and reestablish that audio link with you. We are having some audio issue with you. But let's once again bring in both Arzu Kazmi and Uzma Kardar on this aspect. Uzma Kardar ji, what is the policy of the government? Is the Shahbaz Sharif government now very clear? They will ensure Imran Khan does not remain a political entity to contest the next elections. Because he's very popular, you want to get rid of him.
See, the thing is that he is not proving himself to be a political leader. If he is inciting people against their own institutions, that is not democracy, and that is not the way you do politics. You know, you have a right to protest, but you have to have a peaceful protest and not create miscreants and not disrupt the whole country and burn the country down and cause billions of losses all across the country. What is that? Is that the hallmark of a leader? Certainly not. And if he thinks if by putting pressure on the institutions, he can come back into power, well, that he's living in a fool's paradise. Asim Munir is our army chief, and he is there to stay. And the elections will be held as ordained by the Constitution on the 12th of August. Okay. 5 years will be completed, and then the National Assembly will be dissolved and will go into election. Anything before that is unconstitutional.
Okay. Abdul Samad Yaqub, is Imran Khan taking on too many powerful people, and can he survive? Because if you look at history of Pakistan, anyone who stepped out of line, you know, whether it was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto or Benazir Bhutto, perhaps the luckiest was Mian Nawaz Sharif, who was only exiled by Pervez Musharraf after 1999 coup.
Well, I agree with you. Yes, you are right. The great fear is that he may be eliminated, he may be assassinated. So because no one has ever survived in Pakistan who confronted the military establishment, be it the Zulfikar Ali Bhutto or be it the Akbar Bukti or whosoever. I mean, yes. So this is the first thing. But the difference is that the people now in a large number are with Imran Khan, and this is the first time that we are witnessing that the boys has been defeated, and the people of the Pakistan, they are the victorious. I mean, this is the first time.
Big point. That's a very big point you're making, and I want Arzu Kazmi to weigh in on this. Arzu Kazmi, Abdul Samad Yaqub says, yes, in the past that is what has happened. Nawab Akbar Bukti, he was assassinated. Pervez Musharraf was responsible. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto was judicially hanged, which is called judicial murder in your country. Benazir Bhutto was assassinated. But did they have the kind of mass support as Abdul Samad Yaqub makes as Imran Khan has? So Imran Khan versus and his mass support versus the Pindi boys and PMLN.
I think that Benazir Bhutto was more popular than Imran Khan. I don't think कि उनका कोई comparison बनता है इमरान खान के साथ. But still, I want to say that establishment ने जब जो जिन बोतल से बाहर निकाला है, चाहे वो पीटीआई हो, टीटीपी हो, टीएलपी हो, वो दोबारा उस जिन को बोतल में नहीं डाल सके. और यही चीज अब वो देख रहे हैं. आई थिंक दिस इज द लास्ट टाइम कि उन्होंने कोई प्रोजेक्ट बनाया, प्रोजेक्ट इमरान खान, जो बुरी तरह से फ्लॉप हुआ है और उनके गले पड़ चुका है, और अब उसमें से निकलना उनके लिए भी मुश्किल हो रहा है. अदरवाइज कभी आपने किसी कंट्री में देखा है कि हाई कोर्ट कह रही है कि जी ये लीगल उनको अरेस्ट किया गया है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट कह रही है इलीगल है? मतलब दे डोंट नो व्हाट दे वांट. सबके सब कंफ्यूज हैं और पूरी नेशन को कंफ्यूज करके रखा हुआ है. इमरान खान वो मुसीबत बन चुके हैं इस एस्टेब्लिशमेंट के लिए जिसने इनको खुद बनाया था. इमरान खान इज अ प्रोजेक्ट ऑफ एस्टेब्लिशमेंट. फौज का ही वो एक प्रोजेक्ट है जिनको 30 इयर्स से बनाकर और इस वक्त सामने रखा गया है. बट स्टिल आई थिंक कि अब उनके लिए कंट्रोल करना इमरान खान को बहुत मुश्किल हो रहा है. बट इमरान खान, आई डोंट फील कि इमरान खान विल कम एज अ प्राइम मिनिस्टर अगेन इन नियर फ्यूचर. साइड पे जरूर रखेंगे उनको यूज करने के लिए जैसे सबको रखते हैं, बट नेक्स्ट टाइम मे बी बिलावल भुट्टो, बिकॉज पीपल्स पार्टी इस वक्त बिल्कुल चुप है. दे आर सेइंग नथिंग अबाउट दिस ऑल दिस इंसिडेंट्स. सो आई फील कि अब उनको रेडी किया जा रहा है. नेक्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट विल बी बिलावल भुट्टो जरदारी.
आप बहुत बड़ी बात कर रही हैं, you're making a very pertinent point, but the comparison that you've made, and I want Ms. Kardar also to, Uzma Kardar also to weigh in on this, and Abdul Samad Yaqub also. आपने पाकिस्तान तहरीके इंसाफ पार्टी की जो तुलना की है, जो कंपैरिजन किया है with तहरीके लब्बैक and TTP. Now तहरीके लब्बैक, you know, this is a very, very dangerous comparison, if I may. Tehreek-e-Labbaik is seen as an extremist organization. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan is an outright terrorist organization. Is that what Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf has become? First, Uzma Kardar, even in your view, can that parallel be drawn? Tehreek-e-Labbaik, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, and Tehreek-e-Insaf Imran Khan ki party.
You know, I thought that it was a democratic party, but the way they have raised a militant wing and the way they have brought death and destruction in the country and, you know, burnt down the public and private property, and the whole world has been a witness to that. After that, I think that we have no choice but to call them a militant party. You know, Imran Khan should have thought about that. His struggle of 22 years has gone down the drain because this is how people view them now. We've all seen the scenes. You know, people have suffered immensely, you know, loss of life, property, vehicles. Poor people also, their motorcycles burned, ambulances burnt, you know, Radio Pakistan. I mean, it's shocking. So I don't think that they can revert back to that peaceful protest like they had in the Dharna, and, you know, not even a Gamla is being broken. So I'm sorry, they have, Imran Khan has really messed up his politics. And a last thing I want to tell you, you know, when Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif was about to nominate General Asim Munir, Imran Khan threatened to, you know, move towards Islamabad,
yes,
and cause great disruption and chaos to
yes,
stop this appointment. That he threatened to bulldoze Islamabad if Asim Munir was appointed. This was the extent of the grudge that Imran Khan has towards our army chief, whom we respect and who is totally in command of our armed forces today.
Oh, you're saying he's totally in command, and I'll come back. That's a very pertinent point you're raising. I want to come back to that point, but I want Abdul Samad Yaqub to respond to the points that are being made by both the ladies, you know, on the show. Abdul Samad Yaqub, please respond. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party is being compared to Tehreek-e-Labbaik and Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan.
Well, if they are going to, or if they are comparing, I mean, पाकिस्तान इसका टीटीपी का और इसका कंपैरिजन करेंगे तो कल को अलकायदा का भी कर लें पीटीआई के साथ, और फिर कल को आईएसआईएस का भी कर लें कि दाइश जो है वो भी, और इसका भी कंपैरिजन बनते नहीं है कंपैरिजन. दिस इज नॉट फेयर. आई मीन, सेकेंडली इशू क्या है? इशू ये है कि 1947 से 1958 तक 7 प्राइम मिनिस्टर चेंज हुए. अगर उस वक्त जब मार्शल लॉ लगा लोग निकले होते, या जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो के वक्त लोग निकले होते, तो आज हमें ये दिन ना देखना पड़ता. अगर हमने 71 में विल ऑफ द पीपल या जो मुजीबुर रहमान जीता था उसके मैंडेट को तस्लीम किया होता, तो आज हमें ये दिन ना देखना पड़ता. और अगर ये चाहते हैं कि भाई अगर आज भी लोग ना निकले, देखिए डिसाइड लोगों ने करना है. अगर आज अवाम ना निकलती, अब की गवर्नमेंट जो आएगी वो फुल सिविलियन सुपरमेसी के साथ आएगी, और पिंडी का जो रोल है वो हमेशा के लिए जो है पॉलिटिकल रोल, उसको हम दफन कर देंगे. ये हमारा मोटो है कि वो हर इदारा जो है, every institute should work under the boundary of its
no, sir, you raise a very important point. You raise a very, very important point, and I will get Ms. Kardar and Arzu Kazmi to respond to that. Imran Khan is actually trying to bring democracy in its true sense, as Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party leaders and supporters say. But before I come to that point, or let's take that point first before I come to that point about whether the army is united or not united. But Ms. Kardar, please respond. When multiple parties were changed before the first coup of 1958, multiple prime ministers were changed. 1958, there was a coup. People did not come out on the streets. 1979, you had Zulfikar Ali Bhutto hanged. People did not come out on the streets in large numbers. Again, there was a coup in 1999. People did not come out on the streets at all. That was like a bloodless coup. 1977, Ziaul Haq did a bloodless coup. People did not come out on the streets. Again, had people come out on the streets like they have now, perhaps the army would have known it's Lakshman Rekha and Maryada. Ms. Kazar.
The thing is that, you've quoted our history, and our history is actually checkered with army rule. But that is not the case anymore. And for the past 15 years, we've had democratic governments who have actually completed their tenures. So we are a struggling democracy, and our army, has all our, chiefs have now reiterated and firmly told the nation that we are apolitical and we will stand behind any democratically elected government, and we are all for democracy, and we are all for the rule of democracy. So once this whole situation is clear, I don't know what the ambiguity is, and I don't know why still they try to implicate the army into everything. People are supreme. The people of Pakistan are supreme. And
Arzu, as people of Pakistan, do you feel supreme, or are the people of Pakistan powerless?
Absolutely, they are supreme. Absolutely, they are supreme.
Arzu Kazmi has a big smile on her face, ma'am. Go on, ma'am. Please respond, Arzu Kazmi. बताइए, आरजू काजमी भी हंस रही हैं वहां पर, अब्दुल याकूब समद साहब भी हंस रहे हैं। मतलब ये तो ऐसे ही है कि इनको नहीं लगता ये लोग सुप्रीम है, इनको तो लगता है कि आर्मी ही सुप्रीम है। क्योंकि मैं आई वांट टू प्ले आउट, एक्चुअली देयर इज सो मच दैट्स हैपनिंग इन पाकिस्तान। लेट्स प्ले आउट फर्स्ट what the common man in Pakistan is saying. There is this protester, and all three of you can weigh in. Please listen to that protester. Miss Kardar, my request is, Uzma Kardar ji, listen to this protester. Listen to this protester.
हम लोग जब अंदर आए हैं तो अंदर तो सारे जो फौजी अफसरान है या जो भी अफसरान है वो सारे भाग चुके थे, कोई भी नहीं था अंदर। लेकिन जो अंदर के हालात हमने देखे हैं वो हम लोग परेशान हो गए, तंग रह गए हैं। हम लोग के हमारे घरों के अंदर पंखा भी नहीं चल रहा, हमारे घरों के अंदर लोड शेडिंग की वजह से बच्चे जो है गर्मी से मर रहे हैं, लोगों के पास पीने के लिए साफ पानी नहीं है। यहाँ पर अंदर क्या है, अंदर स्विमिंग पूल्स में चिलर चले हुए हैं, 2-2, 3-3 चिलर चल रहे हैं। 2-2 फुट का वो स्विमिंग पूल है, उसके अंदर चिलर चल रहे हैं। उसके अलावा जी अंदर स्नोकर के फट्टे पड़े हुए हैं। ये कोई जना हाउस नहीं बना हुआ, ये जना हाउस बना हुआ है। अंदर ऐसी ऐसी चीजें पड़ी हुई हैं, आपकी सोच दंग रह जाएगी। अंदर इतने ये बुज़दिल है, इतने ये नकारा और बेशरम आदमी है कि यहाँ पर अंदर सारा असला पड़ा हुआ है, असला अंदर छोड़कर भाग गए हैं कि ये कुछ जना हाउस नहीं है, ये तो इन्होंने एक पैलेस बनाया हुआ था। हमारा किसका पैसा है? ये अवाम का पैसा है, जो बेचारी सड़कों पे जलील होती सारा दिन, जो सड़कों पे सारा दिन खवार होती है, रेडियो वाला का पैसा है। लोगों के घरों में 2 टाइम का खाना नहीं है, 2700 रुपए के किलो, 20 किलो आटे का थैला है। और इनके यहाँ पर अंदर फ्रोजन पड़ी हुई है, स्ट्रॉबेरी पड़ी हुई है।
उज़मा कारदार जी, आप कह रही हैं पीपल सुप्रीम है पाकिस्तान में, यहाँ वो प्रोटेस्टर कह रहे हैं जी हमारे घर में तो पानी तक नहीं है, बिजली तक नहीं है, और कोर कमांडर के घर में स्विमिंग पूल भी एयर कंडीशनड है, और वो हाउस ऑफ जिन्ना नहीं है, हाउस ऑफ जिना, यू नो बेटर, हाउस ऑफ सिन है वो।
आप जरा इनसे पूछें कि आपका जो लीडर इमरान खान है वो 300 कनाल की कोठी बनी गाला में रहता है, और जमान पार्क में उसकी जो कोठी बनी है वो 3 करोड़ की बनी है। उसमें स्विमिंग पूल्स भी हैं, उसमें फ्रिज भी है, फ्रीजर भी है जो भरे हुए हैं। तो फिर उनको क्यों फॉलो करते हैं? उनको भी ना फॉलो करें। अगर वो इतना चाहते हैं, इतने रेवोल्यूशनरी हैं, तो इमरान खान को तो ये सब छोड़ जाना चाहिए ना, इमरान खान को साथ तो इनके साथ बैठना चाहिए। तो फिर ये क्या डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं भाई? ये क्या डबल स्टैंडर्ड्स हैं? This is not the way you behave, for God's sake. You are inciting the people, and you yourself are living a life of luxury. Don't point fingers at others from glass houses.
Okay. Abdul Samad Yaqub wants to respond. Please respond, sir.
इनको कोई थोड़ा सा समझाए कि जी कॉर्प्स कमांडर लाहौर का घर जो होता है वो अवाम के टैक्स के पैसे से चलता है। मेरा घर जो है वो टैक्स के पैसे से नहीं चलता। मैं स्विमिंग पूल बनवाऊं, मैं पैलेस बनवाऊं, मैं अपने पैसों से बनवाऊंगा ना। तो आपको इतना फर्क भी नहीं पता कि जी वो बात कर रहा है कि जी यहाँ पे ऑफिसर्स के घर में स्ट्रॉबेरीज, फ्रोजन स्ट्रॉबेरीज और मोर, और उनके घर जो लेविश किस्म के जो फैंसी उनके विलास और पैलेसेस बने हुए हैं, और आप कंपैरिजन कर रही हैं उसको कि जी इमरान खान के घर के साथ, तो फिर इमरान खान के घर को पब्लिक के टैक्स के पैसे से चल रहा है। इतना तो कम से कम
आप ये बताएं, जिस हेलीकॉप्टर में रोज एज ए प्राइम मिनिस्टर हेलीकॉप्टर में वो रोज दफ्तर आते थे और बनीगाला वापस हेलीकॉप्टर में जाते थे, जो कि टैक्स पेयर के पैसे से चलता था, एंड बिलियंस वर स्पेंट ऑन दैट, उसका जवाब दे दें।
हाँ, तो जो टैक्स पेयर तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर के पास वो उसके पास है ना कि भी वो एंटाइटल्ड है हेलीकॉप्टर के लिए, उसके पास 24 घंटे हेलीकॉप्टर होगा।
तो फिर इसका मतलब कोर कमांडर भी एंटाइटल्ड है, उनकी भी एंटाइटलमेंट है। फॉर गॉड सेक बी सेंसिबल।
क्योंकि कॉर्प्स कमांडर का घर है, आपको तो जो है ना उनकी जाहिर बात है, आपको उनको तो आपको डिफेंड करना है, भले वो आर्मी चीफ हो। आपका काम ही जो है ना वो आईएसपीआर के नुमाइंदे के तौर पे बैठ के यहाँ पे सिर्फ एक ही पिंडी को करना है।
किसी भी ऑफिशियल, कोई भी ऑफिशियल हो गवर्नमेंट का, उन सबको हाउस की एंटाइटलमेंट होती है, उन सबको गाड़ी की एंटाइटलमेंट होती है।
जो पेड बंदे होते हैं ना आईएसपीआर के, जिन्होंने वहां पे बैठ के यहाँ पे पॉलिटिकल फेसेस में उनको ही वो करते रहना है, उनको प्रेस करते रहना है, उनको डिफेंड करते रहना है, ऐसे जो है ना वो डेली वेजर्स के लोग उनको चाहिए होते हैं, आप जैसे।
नहीं, ये पर्सनल अटैक नहीं।
Don't you dare point fingers at me personally, okay? Mind your manners and behave yourself. Talk about your issues.
I would have exactly the same. I would have exactly the same point to make. Uzma Kardar ji is a leader of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. She's a guest on my show. My request to all our guests is that we must remain civil. And both of you are from the same country, incidentally. But Arzu Kazmi, I want to bring you into this conversation. The attack on the Corps Commander's house, the way in which people are angry, the difference between haves and have-nots. वो आदमी कह रहा था जी हमारे घर तो पंखे नहीं चलते, घंटों लोड शेडिंग हो रही है, और वहां एयर कंडीशनर लगे स्विमिंग पूल में। क्या ये नाराजगी अब निकल कर आ रही है? और इमरान खान इसी को तो करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि डेमोक्रेसी सही मायने में आए, आम पाकिस्तानी, आम आवाम के पास वो सहूलियत हो, केवल जर्नेलों के पास ना हो। आरजू काज़मी जी
देखें, बिल्कुल अगर इमरान खान ऐसा चाहते हैं तो सबसे पहले तो इमरान खान को खुद एक सिंपल लाइफ जीनी चाहिए जो वो नहीं जीते। पॉलिटिक्स में दो ही तरह के लोग होते हैं, या तो ऐसे लोग जो इमरान खान या नवाज शरीफ जैसे होते हैं जिनके पास बेतहाशा पैसा होता है, या फिर इस किस्म के लोग जिनकी आप वीडियो दिखा रहे थे, जिनके पास कुछ नहीं होता, खाने के लिए भी नहीं होता, और बाकी लोग ना ही इन दोनों में से कोई टैक्स पे करता है। ना तो ये जो बड़े लोग हमारे यहाँ हैं वीआईपीज, ना ये टैक्स पे करते हैं, और जो दूसरे जिनके घर में आटा नहीं है जाहिर उन्होंने भी टैक्स पे नहीं करना। टैक्स पे करते हैं मेरे और समझ साहब जैसे लोग जो कि मिडिल क्लास से होते हैं, और वो सारा टैक्स हमारे पास से जाता है और हम उन दोनों में शुमार नहीं होते। तो इन लोगों को, ये जो बेचारे जिनके पास आटा नहीं होता, इनको ये पॉलिटिशियंस इस्तेमाल करते हैं और इनको बाहर निकालते हैं, और इन्हीं के कंधों पे चढ़कर ये पार्लियामेंट में पहुंचते हैं, ये चोरियां करते हैं, और उसके बाद इन लोगों को भेज देते हैं पुलिस के और फौज के डंडे खाने के लिए। अब फिर फुटेजेस इस्तेमाल होंगी, ये सब लोग अरेस्ट होंगे, इनको पड़ेंगे डंडे जूते और ये जाएंगे जेल में। और सारे पॉलिटिशियंस जो इनको इस्तेमाल करते हैं, इस हमारी जो पब्लिक है उसको ये बात समझ नहीं आती कि जो पॉलिटिशियंस इनके पीछे ये जाके लोगों के डैमेजेस कर रहे हैं, इनको कुछ भी नहीं होगा। इमरान खान एक बार फिर पॉलिटिकल रैलीज कर रहे होंगे, नवाज शरीफ वहीं लंदन में बैठ के ठंडी ठंडी हवा खाते रहेंगे, और उनके जो जितने उनके सपोर्टर्स और उनकी पार्टी के लोग हैं वो यहाँ पे पार्लियामेंट में बैठे रहेंगे। शहबाज शरीफ सबसे ज्यादा वीक प्राइम मिनिस्टर साबित हुए हैं पाकिस्तान के, उनसे कुछ भी मैनेज नहीं हो रहा। इमरान खान से भी ज्यादा बुरी हालत इस वक्त शहबाज शरीफ साहब की है, लेकिन ना वो इलेक्शंस करवा रहे हैं, ना वो हटने को तैयार है। होना यही चाहिए कि इलेक्शन करवा दें ताकि पता लगे कौन जीत रहा है और कौन नहीं जीत रहा। जो एस्टैब्लिशमेंट है उसको अपना काम करना चाहिए, जो कि सिक्योरिटी का है, और बीच में नहीं आना चाहिए पॉलिटिशियंस के बाद। अनफॉर्चुनेटली यहाँ पे सब कुछ गलत चल रहा है।
ठीक, I will get Uzma Kardar ji wanted to respond to you before I bring in Ambassador Sajjan Har. Uzma ji, you wanted to respond to Arzu Kazmi.
जी मेरे ख्याल में आरजू भूल रही हैं कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर शहबाज शरीफ ने क्या इनहेरिट किया था इमरान खान से। एक IMF का मुआहिदा जिसको साइन करके इमरान खान भाग गए थे, और फिर उन्होंने अपने फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर्स के थ्रू उसको सैबोटाज करने की भी कोशिश की। जब जो एक इकोनॉमिक क्राइसिस जो पूरा उसका जो बर्डन था वो PMLN के कंधों पे आया, PDM की गवर्नमेंट के कंधों पे आया। अब आप ये चाहते हैं कि वो सारा फ्लैग लेके तो अब वो घर चले जाएं। वो क्यों घर चले जाएं? वो जब तक के कोई थोड़ा सा रिलीफ मैसेज को नहीं दे सकेंगे और जब तक उनकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल टाइम खत्म नहीं होता असेंबली का, वो नहीं जाएंगे। वो अपना जो उन्होंने कोशिश करके तो उन्होंने अपनी जो भी थोड़ी बहुत गुंजाइश है वो लोगों के लिए निकालेंगे, बिकॉज दे फील फॉर द पीपल। अब द प्रॉब्लम इज कि जब आप खाली खजाना छोड़ के जाते हैं तो एक हुकूमत का जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है वो क्या, आई थिंक ही हैज मैनेज्ड एक्सीडिंगली वेल इन द लिमिटेड
respond to the criticism that he is the weakest prime minister of Pakistan and the fact
he is not weak. He is not weak. We have economic challenges. Let's put it this way.
And the fact that for guidance the allegation is, मतलब इमरान खान तो उनको बूट पॉलिश बोलते हैं, इमरान खान उन्हें बूट पॉलिश बोलते हैं और बोलते हैं वो ऑर्डर लेने के लिए लंदन जाते हैं. He either gets his orders, he either gets his Londons from GHQ Rawalpindi or he gets his orders from London, from बड़े भैया.
बिल्कुल सही.
और नवाज शरीफ साहब भी वापस आने वाले हैं इंशाल्लाह.
So Nawaz Sharif will come back. That's the point I was coming to.
He's coming back. He's coming back very soon.
So Ambassador Sajjan Har, is this being orchestrated in such a way that Nawaz Sharif comes back and Imran Khan gets disqualified? Is that the game plan that is afoot? Is that your appreciation?
I think that was the appreciation on the 9th of May, and my appreciation, my assessment in that sense is not really changed. Because that is what we thought, that was the tactic that the army was working upon. And maybe what they had not really calculated was that Imran Khan will be called within 2 days by the Supreme Court of Pakistan. And from there, the decision will go down to Islamabad High Court that you reconsider. Because you see, I think here the position of the Supreme Court of Pakistan and particularly the Chief Justice, I think that is very suspect. He appears to be totally compromised because, I don't think in any Supreme Court, any Chief Justice has so, brightly with a broad grin welcomed an accused to the court and said, I'm delighted to see you, or I trust everything is all right and now all your problems will be solved, etc. Meaning this is totally unprecedented what has happened. And there, as I was hearing some of your panelists also mentioned, that after 2 days, he is set free. So the 2 points I would like to make very quickly here, Gaurav. One is, this is not a fight for democracy. Let me be very clear. This is a fight for political power, for self, aggrandizement, to get power for yourself. Number two, the army in the past, whatever it did, it could do. But today, that was the point that I was making earlier. Today, the position and the influence and the dominance of the Pakistan army has considerably declined. It has come down. But still, it is not out. It is not down and out. And I'm sure it will try its very best to get its power back. And in that context, I don't think neither the government, that is Shehbaz Sharif, or Nawaz Sharif when he comes back, because that is what, was thought that it was all being engineered, and that is why Shehbaz Sharif went to London and extended his stay by a day. So once he comes back and the Pakistan army, the Pindi headquarters, neither of them will allow Imran Khan to come back or, to allow him or the PTI to fight the elections as and when they take place.
Oh, so very interesting. Abdul Samad Yaqub, if that is the game plan, if that is the strategy, what are options for Imran Khan if the entire game plan is to ensure that Imran Khan cannot contest elections?
Well, since we are ousted from the office, I mean, since Imran Khan has been thrown out, they have the number of plans. I mean, each plan is failed. They since 25th May, when we protested hugely and we came to Islamabad, I mean, they have filed number of cases. They are trying to disqualify Imran Khan. Each time they are getting failed, and each time Imran Khan is becoming more powerful. He's gaining more strength. So I mean, I agree with the Ashok Sajjanar, but when the plans are failed, what can be done? I mean, they wanted to eliminate politically eliminate Imran Khan from the politics.
Yes.
They want to hijack the PTI. they want to make it a king's party. There are number of plans by them.
No, and if I could bring in both Arzu Kazmi and also Uzma Kardar into this conversation. Uzma ji, this may well be your plan, or this may well be the plan of the Pakistani deep state, whether it's PMLN or PDM or APARA, that oust Imran Khan. Madam, the Supreme Court or the higher judiciary of Pakistan, not just Chief Justice Umar Ata Bandyal, but the entire higher judiciary of Pakistan, it appears, as Maryam Nawaz very rightly put it, and Shahbaz Sharif, is standing like a wall around Imran Khan. आप जो आदेश पास कर दे, जितने एफआईआर दर्ज कर दे, जितने अरेस्ट वारंट कर दे, सुप्रीम कोर्ट तो एफआईआर दर्ज होने से पहले ही उनको ब्लैंकेट बेल दे देगा. तो आप क्या कर पाएंगे?
देखिए, बात सारी ये है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जो हम जजेस हैं, हम उनकी इज्जत करते हैं, बट दे व्हाट द काइंड ऑफ डिसीजंस दे आर गिविंग, they don't give the feeling of or the semblance of justice to the people. And Imran Khan has 4 open and shut cases. One is the foreign funding case, in which he has already been declared guilty. Then there's the Tosha Khana case, in which again he's been declared guilty. And then these other Al-Qadir and 1 or 2 other cases where he has, he's just playing hide and seek from the law and from the courts. So the moment these protective bails finish, again he has to go and prove himself in the court. There is no need for anybody to disqualify. If he proves himself that he's he's not guilty, then the courts will let him free. Otherwise, then he will have to pay a price for what he's been doing. So anyway, I don't think that the present government or the army has anything to do with it. It's a battle between Imran Khan and the courts and the charges of corruption that he's facing.
So it's not Imran Khan versus court, because Imran Khan and courts are virtually on the same side, Arzu Kazmi. Matlab, when the Chief Justice of Pakistan, and this is the point that Prime Minister of Pakistan also raised when he said, in which country does an accused come in front of the court and the Chief Justice of that country says, good to see you. Does this happen in any country, Arzu Kazmi? So, is there any scope for justice?
I don't think there is any scope for justice, and Pakistan needs new political parties, or not the parties exactly, but the leaders. Because we want or we need to remove everyone जो पहले के leaders चले आ रहे हैं, चाहे वो इमरान खान हो, even नवाज शरीफ और जरदारी साहब, they must leave the people of Pakistan, और किसी को allow कर रहे हैं अपने यहाँ से fresh leaders को आगे आने दे, like Samad can come forward and Uzma Kardar can come forward from their parties, but at least ये जो पहले के हमारे यहाँ चले चले आ रहे हैं और वही लड़ाइयाँ जो हम देख रहे हैं, because of that पाकिस्तान की जो हालत है, तो मेरे ख्याल है इन सब leaders को हटा के कोई फ्रेश फेसेस को सामने लाना चाहिए.
ये तो आपके दिल की इच्छा है, ये तो आपके दिल की इच्छा है, लेकिन मैं तो अभी I want the ground realities of Pakistan. मतलब I would be very happy if Abdul Samad Yaqub were to become the Prime Minister of Pakistan, or Uzma Kardar ji were to become the Defense Minister of Pakistan. That only holds, I'll have very good contacts in Pakistan. But what is the current ground reality of Pakistan? Abdul Samad Yaqub ji,
can I say something? God, just one second.
अगर आप इंटीरियर मिनिस्टर बन जाए या फॉरेन मिनिस्टर बन जाए तो और मेरा ही फायदा है. जी
बिल्कुल. I just want to say one thing. पाकिस्तान एस्टैब्लिशमेंट पहले भी कंट्री चला रही थी और फ्यूचर में भी यही रहेंगे. इतनी जल्दी पिंडी बॉयज जो हैं वो पाकिस्तान का पीछा नहीं छोड़ेंगे. दे वांट मोर कॉर्नर के प्लॉट और डीएचए. सो मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये हटेंगे और ये खाना पीना छोड़ेंगे. वो जो हमारी आसमा जहांगीर साहिबा ने कहा था ना, खाओ पियो पार्टी, सो ये खाओ पियो पार्टी अभी हटने वाली नहीं है.
ठीक. आई होप यू स्टे सेफ. आप बहुत
I think Arzu should put more trust in the armed forces. They are the ones who sacrifice their lives to secure our borders, Arzu ji. थोड़ा सा तो आप
really?
But ma'am, they also get the corner plots.
सारों की जिम्मेदारी है. हाँ, एक पे ना डाल के आप फारिग हो जाएं. हम सारों ने इकट्ठे मिलके पाकिस्तान को चलाना है, अपने दायरे में रहना है, अपने आइन के मुताबिक चलना है. I am a middle class person. I pay my taxes and still I am a politician. So आप ये नहीं कह सकते हर कोई करप्ट है और हर कोई ऐसा है. लेकिन ये कि सिस्टम को हमने स्ट्रांग करना है, ताकि सिस्टम जो है ना, वो इंडिविजुअल्स स्ट्रांग ना हो, सिस्टम हमारा स्ट्रांग हो.
ठीक. बट अब्दुल समद याकूब जी, पाकिस्तान में इमरान खान perhaps is the most powerful person, because the Chief Justice of Pakistan is, as many in Pakistan argue, is his friend or fan. मतलब दोनों में से जो हो. सासू माँ भी मैंने सुना है फैन है, मैंने तो पढ़ा है पाकिस्तान के अखबारों में. I do not know what is the ground reality, but you can enlighten us, अब्दुल समद याकूब जी.
देखिए, किसी की भी फैमिली हो, इवन जस्टिस बंदयाल की अगर फैमिली की बात की जाए तो उनकी एक बेटी जो है वो PMLN के MNA के भाई की वो बीवी है, तो इनकी रिश्तेदारियां और इनकी वो फैन फॉलोइंग तो इमरान खान की बहुत है. लेकिन हम इन रिश्तेदारियों की अगर बात करें तो ये जो 1% रूलिंग एलीट है, या जो ये चंद स्कूल से आते हैं, सुप्रीम कोर्ट के 8 जजेस जो है वो एक स्कूल से, HSN स्कूल से. इसी तरीके से ये 1% लोग हैं जो पाकिस्तान को रूल करते हैं. इसमें ब्यूरोक्रेसी कह लें, इसमें मिलिट्री कह लें, इसमें तो ये जो 1% है ये तो रहेंगे. इसमें आप किसी भी पार्टी का कह लें, कोई भी पार्टी, कोई भी फेस में कुछ भी हो, तो क्या मैं, क्या आरजू या क्या उस्मा जो है वो इस 1% में है. मैं तो इस 1% में नहीं हूं, तो मेरा तो नहीं ख्याल कि मैं जो है कभी भी पाकिस्तान को इस करंट सिनेरियो में या प्रिवेलिंग सिचुएशन में मेरा कोई चांस हो सकता है, क्योंकि ये तो एक एलीट क्लब है. ये तो वही जो ये अपनी इनकी पॉलिसीज जो है वो एक अपने आप को ऊपर लाने के लिए हैं. ये तो शुगर माफिया हो गया, या ये DHAs हो गए, या ये सारा कुछ हो गया. इसको जस्टिस कह लें या जज कह लें या जो जर्नल कह लें, ये सारे की हैं. तो उसमें ये जो तरीके साहब मुतालबा कर रही है वो यही है कि हमने एक कॉमन मैन को, एक आम आदमी को अपलिफ्ट करना है, उसको ऊपर लाना है. हमने ये स्टेटस को ब्रेक करना है. जिस वक्त हमने और हमने प्रूव किया है कि हाँ, आज हम इस चैनल पे बैठ के, मैं और आरजू जिस तरीके से, आरजू तो हमेशा करती हैं, जिस तरीके से ओपनली हम पिंडी का नाम ले रहे हैं, DHS का नाम ले रहे हैं, इससे पहले आप ये सोच भी नहीं सकते थे कि पाकिस्तान के अंदर जो होगा कोई आम आदमी उठ के जो है वो इनके ऊपर बात भी कर सकता है और वो महफूज रह सकता है. तो ये वो स्ट्रेंथन है जो PTI ने कम से कम उनको क्रेडिट देना चाहिए.
क्या बात है, बड़ी बात आपने कही है. Let me get Ambassador Sajjanhar to respond to this, because in the next part of the debate I want you to listen to what Imran Khan said and the ramifications of that. But before that, Ambassador Sajjanhar, please respond to this, that the fact that people in Pakistan today can criticize Pindi or they can criticize Appara, and for the benefit of viewers, general headquarters, Pakistan Army headquarters is in Rawalpindi, and ISI headquarters is in Appara. The fact that they can be criticized today wasn't possible earlier.
No, that is right. It wasn't possible earlier, but it doesn't mean really that the army has come under civilian rule, because that is what happens, that if you can say that there is this institution and you can have a free debate on this particular issue. But, if you go and start breaking the system, which has been done, by, you heard what this ordinary man was saying about the luxuries that they saw in the Pindi headquarters or in the Corps Commander residence. This is not the sort of, it is not a balanced evolution that is taking place. It is a revolution in that sense, after which it has to come down and settle to something, which is more normal. So this is not a situation that is going to continue like this. This is what I have said. The army might be having its back to the wall, Gaurav, right now, but I don't think it is going to agree to this sort of a situation. And you look at it, this is a 200 million plus population country. And I think the army would still enjoy a lot of support among segments, because here there would be how many people, 20, 30, 40, 60,000 people on the roads who have gone on this rampage. Okay. But I think the other, segment of the population, they definitely would look upon army that it is serving a useful purpose, serving a useful function. So I don't think that you can really wish
but the point that both the Prime Minister and the army have made, and Abdul Samad Yaqub, before I get Arzu Kazmi and Ms. Kardar to respond to it, I want you to respond to it. The Prime Minister of Pakistan says that Imran Khan and Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Party have done more damage to Pakistan on the 9th of May and since the 9th of May than Pakistan's eternal enemy. And sir, do tell us who is Pakistan's eternal enemy. than Pakistan's eternal enemy could do in 75 years. Respond to that, sir.
See this, I mean, by this statement, I mean, see the mentality of the Prime Minister who is calling eternal enemy. I mean, which head of the government calls someone an eternal enemy? I mean, even America doesn't call the China enemy, and China doesn't call the America enemy. Although we have an animosity between Pakistan and India, but the Prime Minister should always say that we want to develop, we want to live as a good neighbors.
नहीं सर, लेकिन दर्द के मौके पे सच जुबान पर आ गया ना. दर्द हुआ ना पाकिस्तान के एस्टैब्लिशमेंट को जब कोर कमांडर के घर को आग लगा दी और उनका मटन कोरमा चुरा लिया और उनके पीकॉक्स चुरा लिए और स्ट्रॉबेरीज चुरा ली. तो दर्द तो हुआ ना सर. तब सच्चाई निकली कि इंडिया आपका इटर्नल एनिमी है.
आप एक प्राइम मिनिस्टर हैं और आप दुश्मन कह रहे हैं कि साथ वाले मुल्क को. मतलब आप अमन की बात करें, आप एक गुड नेबर्स की बात करें, आप अच्छे ताल्लुकात की बात करें. अगर आपका माइंडसेट ही ये है कि इंडिया इज इटर्नल एनिमी, तो भाई आप फिर डिप्लोमेटिक टाइज भी खत्म कर दें. फिर आप यहां से,
लेकिन इटर्नल एनिमी से ज्यादा नुकसान इमरान खान और पाकिस्तान तहरीक इंसाफ पार्टी ने किया. तो मतलब आप तो इंडिया से भी ज्यादा बड़े दुश्मन निकले.
हम तो ट्रेटर हुए, हम तो मुजीबुर रहमान हुए, हम तो वो बंगाली हुए, हम तो फिर ढाका के लोग हुए कि जो इनको देखें. कोई भी जब आवाज उठाता है तो आपको दुश्मन तो लगेगा. जब आप सिस्टम के स्टेटस को के खिलाफ आवाज उठाएगा तो आपका दुश्मन तो होगा, आप उसको क्रश तो करना चाहेंगे. तो बहरहाल ये ऐसे प्राइम मिनिस्टर को, ही इज मेंटली सिक. आई थिंक दिस प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज मेंटली.
अरे सर, दैट्स अ वेरी ग्रेव एलिगेशन टू लेवल. बट उस्मा कारदार जी, सिंस यू आर अ पीएमएलएन लीडर, वुड यू वांट टू रिस्पॉन्ड कि इस तरह की भाषा का इस्तेमाल करना इमरान खान के लिए, ये तो एक तरह से मुजीबुर रहमान से की तरह आप ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कहना है अब्दुल समद याकूब का.
वो देखिए, फिर इमरान खान शुड आल्सो बिहेव हिमसेल्फ. ही शुड नॉट एक्ट अगेंस्ट द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ पाकिस्तान. ठीक है, अगर उनको पावर चाहिए दोबारा तो ही शुड हैव rather than inciting people towards militancy, he should have sat in the parliament as an opposition leader, because he was removed not by the military or by any other force. He was removed constitutionally. And why did he choose to come out on the streets and create chaos and mayhem for nothing? वहां पे ऑपोजिशन में बैठता, पार्लियामेंट में अपनी सबके साथ अपनी वो करता और उसके बाद फिर इलेक्शन में जाते तो दोबारा मैंडेट लेके आ जाता. The problem is he doesn't respect the mandate of others. But he wants his mandate to be supreme. That doesn't happen. You see, what you
we are told Imran Khan.
You have to have that for others. You have to have the same criteria for others also. This is the main reason for his failure. Let me tell you that, because he refused to sit with anybody. He called everybody corrupt, and at the end of the day, we found that he was surrounded by corruption himself.
मतलब ही वांटेड अ माई वे और हाईवे अप्रोच इमरान खान का. वैसे ये जो तस्वीरें आप देख रहे हैं, इमरान खान इज ऑन द हाईवे ऑन दिस yesterday night when he was on the motorway from Islamabad to Lahore, and I believe he is likely to speak in some time from now. We'll also talk about that in greater detail, and I'd request our guests to stay on. But Arzu Kazmi, how do you see this? वो जो अब्दुल समद याकूब जी ने बात की ना, एम्बेसडर सज्जनहार, you must also weigh in on this. अब्दुल समद याकूब जी ने एक बहुत बड़ी बात की. उन्होंने कहा आपने तो हमको मुजीबुर रहमान बना दिया, ट्रेटर बना दिया. तो पाकिस्तान में क्या अभी भी मुजीबुर रहमान को एक ट्रेटर के रूप में देखा जाता है? दो, क्या इमरान खान मुजीबुर रहमान की तरह हो गए इस समय? आरजू काज़मी.
नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता कि इमरान खान इस वक्त मुजीबुर रहमान की तरह हो गए. लेकिन ये जरूर है कि इमरान खान ने कहा था कि आर्मी चीफ कौम का बाप होता है, और अगर यही बात मान ली जाए तो हमारी जो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज हैं या जो गवर्नमेंट्स आती हैं वो बिल्कुल इस तरह से जैसे कोई बाप अपने बच्चों को ले जाता है पार्क में और वहां पे झूले की राइड में बिठाता है, और जब एक बच्चे को हटाता है तो वो बच्चे, अब दूसरे बच्चे की बारी है तो वो पहला बच्चा कहता है मुझे यहीं झूले पे बैठने दो, दूसरे की टर्न नहीं आएगी. यही यहाँ पर हो रहा है कि यहाँ पे एक म्यूजिकल चेयर और एक झूलों पे बिठाया जा रहा है. इमरान खान ने अपनी राइड ले ली है और अब वो जिद कर रहे हैं कि नहीं मैं नहीं उतरूंगा, मुझे यहीं पे बैठा रहने दो. और जो उनके बाप है बकौल उनके आर्मी वो उनको कह रही है कि भाई अब दूसरे बच्चे की बारी है, यानी या तो PMLN या पीपल्स पार्टी, आपकी बारी खत्म हो गई है। ये बात इमरान खान को समझ में नहीं आ रही, और जहां तक ये बात जब उन्हें समझ आ जाएगी तो आई थिंक वो आराम से हो जाएंगे कि उनकी टर्न आनी है, लेकिन थोड़ा सा टाइम लगेगा।
ठीक ठीक।
अच्छा,
एम्बेसडर
एक बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा।
ठीक है, हाँ याकूब जी आप जल्दी से जरूर जरूर
अच्छा, मैं
बोलिए।
50 साल लगे पाकिस्तान की नेशन को ये रियलाइज करते कि मुजीबुर रहमान जो था वो ट्रेटर नहीं था। आज मुजीबुर रहमान को ये कौम जो है वो रिगार्ड पे वो करती है, उसको ट्रिब्यूट पेश करती है, और वो आज लोगों में, और 50 साल हमें सिलेबस में ये पढ़ाया गया था कि मुजीबुर रहमान जो था वो ट्रेटर था। अल्लाह का शुक्र है कि हमें इमरान खान ने ये रियलाइज करा दिया कि कौन ट्रेटर था और कौन जो था वो पैट्रियट था।
नहीं सर, ये तो गंभीर बात
तो
है। जी
कैन आई से समथिंग गौरव, जस्ट वन मिनट
जी।
तो हिस्ट्री की बुक्स को ठीक कीजिए ना सर आप लोग, इसलिए कि हमें तो ये भी पढ़ाया गया था कि हमने 4 जंगें जीत ली थी इंडिया से, तो वो भी थोड़ा सा बता दीजिए कि उधर क्या हुआ था।
सिलेबस में तो हमने यही पढ़ा था।
ठीक। एम्बेसडर सज्जनहार, coming back to that very critical point, 1971 Pakistan was split into two. Bangladesh was born because despite winning the mandate, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman wasn't given the mandate. You know history better than anyone else. But Imran Khan or his party comparing this situation 1 to 1971 and the talk of Imran Khan being like Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, what does this indicate?
You know, meaning I think it's a very dangerous direction that this whole discussion in the Pakistani political space is going, because, you know, if they are equating Imran Khan to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, then, you know, that resulted in the disintegration of the country. That means it was divided into two. So are they trying to suggest that if Imran Khan is not accommodated, then it is going to lead to another breakaway in the country? It's going to lead to another disintegration in the country? I don't think that is the intention of anyone. But I think that is quite clear that, you know, what I had mentioned earlier and what I think some of your panelists have also mentioned, that reconciliation between the army and the government on one side and Imran Khan on the other side in a hurry, I don't think that is possible, because, you know, it would really, the establishment and the army has really been pummeled over these last few days, particularly, you know, by the Chief Justice of Pakistan, by the Islamabad High Court. They have really, their reputation has got hugely dented. They have, influence has declined very significantly. So I think they will, after this 2-week period is over, something or the other will be done, or there will be a heart-to-heart conversation between the leadership of the deep state and Imran Khan, and ask him to cool down. Otherwise, the repercussions and the implications are going to be very adverse as far as he and his party
otherwise,
are
I want to come on this otherwise wala aspect only, and I want all our guests to weigh in on this. Your country is going through a very delicate stage, and you know that better than anyone else. I want to ask you, is Pakistan heading towards disintegration once again? What was seen in 1971? Is it going to happen once again in Pakistan in the coming weeks, months, or is there a time frame that Pakistan will disintegrate? Let's begin by asking Uzma Kardarji. Ma'am, as a leader of the ruling party in Pakistan, you are a member of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz. Tell us, is Pakistan heading towards disintegration the way the politics of your country stands today? Imran Khan being compared to Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the situation today being compared to the situation in 1971, that Sheikh Mujib had the mandate, but he was not given the power by Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. He said, you know what he said about giving power to people from East Pakistan. Is this exactly what is happening? Because Imran Khan believes he deserves to be the Prime Minister, but Zulfikar Ali Bhutto's grandson belongs to the PDM, which is not giving power to Imran Khan.
Certainly not. This might be your breaking news, but this is not the breaking news at all. Pakistan is there to stay. The situation in 1971 was totally different. There, the elections had already been held, and you were right. You are right here that Bhutto should have given the power according to the proportional representation to Mujibur Rahman, which he didn't. But having said that, we lost East Pakistan because Mufti Bani was totally supported by the Indian Army. You sent 2.5 lakh soldiers there to assist Mufti Bani and to make sure that Pakistan was divided. So I think it was the interference of India that led to that divide, and nothing is going to happen now. Pakistan is strong, Pakistan is together, and we are one nation. Nobody and nothing can destroy us.
Imran Khan cannot destroy, Imran Khan and his supporters cannot destroy Pakistan?
Oh, no, he can't do anything, nothing at all. You know, he's a social media party. It's a social media party, you know, in which they say, oh, I have so much support. How many votes did he get in 2018? He didn't even have the simple majority, for God's sake. 23 करोड़ में से उनको टोटल 1 करोड़ वोट मिला था. जो बाकी पार्टीज हैं उनको 2 करोड़ वोट मिले थे. तो जो बाकी पार्टीज के वोट है, जाहिर है इलेक्शन जब होगी, इलेक्शन तो होनी है. We will go into an election and then there.
लेकिन सब लोग पाकिस्तान में यही कह रहे हैं, अगर इलेक्शन हुआ तो इमरान खान थंपिंग मेजॉरिटी के साथ आएंगे. नहीं, अगर अभी हुआ, जैसे 15 सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा 15 मई को होना चाहिए, वो तो नहीं हुआ.
15 मई को क्यों होगा भाई? किसने कहा था आप जाके पंजाब और केपी को अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली डिसॉल्व करो? किसने कहा था आप जाके नेशनल असेंबली को अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली डिसॉल्व करो? जो उनका टेन्योर था 5 इयर्स का, रो रहे थे इनके दोनों सीएम. परवेज लाई रो रहा था, इनके पांव पकड़े हुए थे कि खुदा के लिए मत डिसॉल्व करो. एंड नाउ ही हैज द गॉल टू से, ओ मुझे तो बाजवा ने ट्रक की बत्ती के पीछे लगा दिया था, मैंने इसलिए डिसॉल्व. दैट वाज ऑल अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल. He shouldn't have done it. What is he crying about now?
Okay, let me get Arzu Kazmi to weigh in on this before I bring in Abdul Samad Yaqub and Ambassador Sajjanhar. Arzu Kazmi, Para being targeted, GHQ being targeted, Corps Commander's house being burnt, Radio Pakistan being targeted, ये सब तो एज प्राइम मिनिस्टर शहबाज शरीफ से तब भी नहीं हुआ जब कू हो गया या शहीद बेनजीर भुट्टो को असैसिनेट कर दिया या जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो को लटका मतलब फांसी की सजा दे दी. तब भी ये सब नहीं हुआ जो अब हो गया. और पाकिस्तान में कई लोग ऐसे, और हमारे पास वो रिएक्शंस भी हैं लोगों के जो कह रहे हैं कि अगर इमरान खान को कुछ हो गया तो पाकिस्तान में कई बांग्लादेश हो जाएंगे. क्या ये डर है? मैडम, ये हमारे लिए ब्रेकिंग न्यूज़ नहीं है. वी वुड नेवर वांट पाकिस्तान टू डिसइंटीग्रेट. As Indians, we want a stable situation across our border. But I just want to understand, perhaps a jelly state Pakistan. But Arzu Kazmi, क्या वो टेंशन है पाकिस्तान में इस समय?
नहीं, मुझे नहीं लगता कि कई बांग्लादेश हो जाएंगे. इमरान खान जितने भी हों इतने पॉपुलर फिर भी नहीं है. आई एग्री विद उज़मा कारदार के वो जो सोशल मीडिया इन्होंने बंद किया है, इन्हीं की पार्टी ने सोशल मीडिया बंद कर दिया है, और उसकी वजह यही है. द मेन रीजन इज कि वहां से इमरान खान के सपोर्टर्स जो हैं वो इंस्ट्रक्शंस लेते हैं या ट्वीट्स लगाते हैं. तो लेकिन खैर ये नहीं होना चाहिए था, इतना भी गवर्नमेंट को नहीं डरना चाहिए सोशल मीडिया से. बट स्टिल आई डोंट फील कि इमरान खान की वजह से कोई बहुत ज़्यादा इस किस्म के डैमेजेस हो जाएंगे कि बहुत से बांग्लादेश बन जाएं. बट यस, डैमेजेस हुए, बट स्टिल जब GHQ पे अटैक हुआ और बाकी जगह अटैक हुए, उस वक्त फोर्सेस कहाँ थी, उन्होंने क्यों नहीं रोका? ये एक बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन है. और इसके पीछे हो सकता है कुछ टाइम के बाद गौरव आपको भी कोई स्टोरीज पता चले, लेकिन कुछ लोग ये बात भी कर रहे हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं स्टैब्लिशमेंट की अपनी इन्वॉल्वमेंट भी शामिल है.
ठीक. Before I come to Abdul Samad Yaqub to respond, and Uzma Kardar ji and Arzu Kazmi, since both of you are very confident this will not happen, I want you to listen to a protester. Please listen. This is not somebody in India. This is somebody in Pakistan. This is a reaction that's coming from Pakistan. Uzma Kardar, okay, I think you're on mute. Okay, yeah, but just listen. Just listen to this protester. Listen to this protester.
I have to go to another program, you know.
Okay.
खान साहब को कुछ ना कुछ हो गया तो ये अफोर्ड नहीं करेंगे, होगा क्या? फिर ये बांग्लादेश का सोचेंगे और कितने बांग्लादेश बनने हैं. खान साहब को कुछ ना कुछ हो गया तो ये अफोर्ड नहीं करेंगे, होगा क्या? फिर ये बांग्लादेश का सोचेंगे और कितने बांग्लादेश बनने हैं. खान साहब को कुछ ना कुछ हो गया तो ये अफोर्ड नहीं करेंगे, होगा क्या? फिर ये बांग्लादेश का सोचेंगे और कितने बांग्लादेश बनने हैं. खान साहब को कुछ ना कुछ हो गया तो ये अफोर्ड नहीं करेंगे, होगा क्या? फिर ये बांग्लादेश का सोचेंगे और कितने बांग्लादेश बनने हैं.
उज़मा कारदार जी, you know, they say that the well-heeled in Pakistan live in air-conditioned cocoons. This is the voice on the ground in Pakistan.
No, Gaurav, this is the brainwashing on social media. This is what the social media of PTI does morning, noon and night. And these are the spin narratives that they weave out, and they go to all these, people through their smart phones. As simple as that.
So there is no fear. Okay. What about you? Sir Abdul Yaqub Samadji, what do you think? Can there be, in case something happens to Imran Khan, in case Imran Khan is sent to jail, what will happen, sir?
Well, we are at the moment not facing the challenge or a threat of a territorial disintegrity. We at the moment are facing even the worst and the bigger challenge than the territorial disintegrity. I mean, at that time, Mujib was representing, or he was the leader of ethnicity or a community which you call the Bengalis. So at that time, when the Bangladesh was disintegrated, but at the moment, even Pakistan stayed united. What was left, it was stayed united, and no institute was discredited the way it is discredited now.
Yes.
Even the Sudan in the past was disintegrated, but they remained peaceful at that time. But the challenge, the challenge which Sudan is currently facing, that the two journals are
Yes.
fighting against each other. At the moment, I mean, it is not always that you are disintegrated territorially, but there could be great challenges than that. कि आज अगर आप, if the people discredit the GHQ or the RB Institute or the judiciary, I mean, this is the worst challenges. The consequence would be worse than you lose the part, you lose the province, or you lose the land. So we are at the verge of economically default and morally corrupt.
Okay, morally corrupt. Morally corrupt.
Morally corrupt. Obviously, those who are in the power now are morally corrupt, financially corrupt. And
Ambassador Sajjanhar, please respond quickly. Is Pakistan on the verge of disintegration, either politically or territorially, or as a nation, with this disharmony between the state, the executive and the judiciary, the legislature to an extent and judiciary? Uzma Kardar's party virtually hates the Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Is that country on the brink of collapse, sir?
Pakistan, of course, as everyone has mentioned, I think it's facing tremendous challenges on variety of fronts. It's not only one challenge, it's not only economic, it's not only political, it's not only social, now it is also constitutional and law and order issues. All of them have come. In the past also, there have been so many huge economic challenges that Pakistan has had to face. It has gone to the IMF 24 times,
Yes.
in all this time it has gone, and somehow or the other it has been able to get over this. I think the only problem that it faced was in 1971, when it did not realize the gravity of the situation, and East Pakistan at that time, what became Bangladesh, was located at a geographical distance from there. Here all of these provinces are together, and as I said, I think some system, some accommodation Imran Khan will try to find with the army, because he realizes that, okay, fine, he has shown his power, he's shown his popularity, but he cannot survive without some sort of an acceptance by the army.
Sir, so this, I want to take this to the next level, and Uzma Kardar ji and Abdul Samad Yaqub ji and Arzu Kazmi, I want to take it to a different level. Everyone's thinking that India will do it. It's not India. You have a border with Afghanistan. Pakistan has a border with Afghanistan, and the Durand line could light up. That is the real threat that your country faces, that nobody is opening their eyes to, madam. Uzma Kardar ji, the Pashtuns.
This is this is the tragedy of this region, that we have belligerent neighbors. We have the eastern and western borders where all the time there is, some kind of, interference going on, or, different kinds of military, skirmishes going on, which is, this is, I think, all countries in this region, because this is now a nuclear flashpoint. We have nuclear Pakistan, we have nuclear India, we have nuclear Russia, we have nuclear China. So we should talk about bringing countries together.
But how? When you can't even bring Imran Khan together, ma'am. मतलब आप
No, no,
बड़ी
that,
बातें तो जरूर करें,
forget
आप इमरान
about,
खान को नहीं ला पा रहे.
you know, forget about it. This it'll just pass. Before you know it, things will be very smooth in Pakistan. We've gone
Really?
through a lot of, yes, we are a struggling democracy.
I want you to listen to Imran Khan. I want you to listen.
No, never. Oh, never mind. I've listened to him for the past 12 years. For God's sake, I know what he's coming from.
But you
and where he's
must
coming from.
listen. You must listen to what he said. Listen.
You know, he's a motivational speaker and he's a good orator. I mean, there are no two ways about it.
But no,
so never
his
mind.
words are dangerous. As according to some in Pakistan, his words are very dangerous. Listen to Imran Khan as he's threatening Pakistan with jihad. He's threatening Pakistan with jihad. He's a prime minister, Oxbridge educated former prime minister threatening jihad. Listen in.
He just uses the religion card. He's got a.
Is that dangerous? Listen in.
जब तक ये मेरे अल्फाज आप तक पहुंचेंगे, मुझे एक नाजायज केस के अंदर बंद कर दिया होगा. मैं आज आप सबसे अपील कर रहा हूं कि आपको अपने हकूक के लिए, अपनी हकीकी आजादी के लिए सबको निकलना पड़ेगा. कभी भी किसी कौम को प्लेट में आजादी नहीं पकड़ाई जाती. आजादी के लिए जद्दोजहद करनी पड़ती है, जहाद करनी पड़ती है, मेहनत करनी पड़ती है.
Madam, I know you have to go. Before you go, respond to this. आजादी प्लेट पे रख के नहीं मिलती, जिहाद करना पड़ता है आजादी के लिए. What does this mean to you as a leader from the ruling party of Pakistan?
Listen, Pakistan has 95% Muslims. What jihad is he talking about? I don't know where he's coming from. He's absolutely lost it somewhere, you know. He thinks that he can play around with the sentiments, religious sentiments of the people and can gain political mileage out of it. That's absolutely disgusting. It's obnoxious. I think he should keep religion and politics in absolutely two different compartments. He's got, this kind of drilling coming from his home government. And she's the one who's, he says, she's my murshid. So this murshid is going to be the end of him. I don't know where she's leading him.
Okay, but you must elaborate on that before I get Abdul Yaqub Samad to respond. Sir, jihad for azadi. He says jihad karo azadi ke liye aur कोर कमांडर के घर को आग लगा दी जाती है. आप पारा में पत्थर मारे जाते हैं, GHQ को टारगेट किया जाता है, रेडियो पाकिस्तान को जला दिया जाता है. सर, ये है जिहाद आजादी के लिए पाकिस्तान में?
देखिए, जिहाद मीन स्ट्रगल, कोशिश. जिहाद का मतलब कहीं भी वायलेंस नहीं है, किसी भी डेफिनेशन.
स्काउट्स का ऑफिस जला दिया, 4 स्कूल जला दिए. ऐसा जिहाद तो कश्मीर में करते थे पाकिस्तानी आतंकवादी, अब तो वर्क फ्रॉम होम कर रहे हैं.
अच्छा, उसको जिहाद नहीं कहते जो कश्मीर में करते हैं, उसको जो वर्ड है इस्लाम में वो किताल है. और किताल का मतलब आपको पता ही है. तो ये जिहाद और किताल को मिक्स नहीं करना चाहिए. लेकिन यहाँ पे देखें, वायलेंस को तो इंडोर्स नहीं किया जा सकता, किसी सूरत में भी नहीं किया जा सकता. लेकिन जो असल समझने की बात है वो आपने देखा है कि जो प्रोटेस्टर्स थे या जो वायलेंट थे वो क्या कह रहे थे कि हमारे घर तो बिजली नहीं आती, हमारे पास तो 2 वक्त का खाने का पैसा नहीं है. तो जब आप देखेंगे शीशे के घरों में बैठे हुए लोगों को, चाहे वो मिलिट्री के हों या चाहे वो पॉलिटिशियंस हों या चाहे वो हों, तो ये तो आने वाले वक्त में भी होगा. यानी कि जब नाइंसाफी होगी तो फिर ये कैसे अवॉइड कर सकेंगे कि जी आप तो शीशे के घरों में रहें और अवाम जो है वो आटे की लाइनों में लगे. तो फिर ये इमरान खान कॉल दे या ना दे, ये लोग निकलेंगे, ये रुक नहीं सकते. ये लम्हा फिक्री इनको सोचना पड़ेगा.
नहीं तो इसका मतलब पाकिस्तान ऐसे ही जलता रहेगा इस जिहाद की आग में. आरजू काज़मी जी,
ये इनके जिस्म से बोटियां नोचेंगे कि जब जिसके पास खाने को नहीं होगा तो वो क्या करेगा? वो जाएगा, इनको नोचेगा, इनको घरों से बाहर निकालेगा. मैं एक उसकी बात नहीं कर रहा. ये मैं उन बड़े घरों में रहने वाले सब लोगों की बात करता हूं, वेदर इज अ ट्रेडर और वो बिजनेसमैन है.
आप तो सिविल वॉर की बात कर रहे हैं. एक तरह से ये तो सिविल वॉर हो जाएगी पाकिस्तान में.
देखें, जब इतने बड़े लेवल के ऊपर नाइंसाफी होगी, सबसे पहले अवाम का सोचना चाहिए कि क्या वो रात को भूखा तो नहीं सोया. अगर वो भूखा सोएगा तो कल आपको नोचेगा वो. ये असल बात है जो समझने की जरूरत है असल में।
आरजू काजमी,
उसमें
आप
इमरान
इमरान खान के इस बयान को कैसे देखते हैं? बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी, अब्दुल समद याकूब जी बहुत बड़ी बात कर रहे हैं। आई विल गेट एम्बेसडर सज्जनहार टू रिस्पॉन्ड टू इट, बट आरजू काजमी प्लीज गो फर्स्ट मैम।
देखिए, हमारे यहाँ जो भी पॉलिटिशियंस आए हैं, चाहे जुल्फिकार अली भुट्टो से लेकर इमरान खान तक, ऑल ऑफ देम यूज्ड रिलीजन, और उन्होंने ये रिलीजन का ही चूरन खिला खिला के लोगों की ये हालत कर दी है दिमाग की कि वो हर चीज में जिहाद कर रहे होते हैं, हर बात के लिए एक दूसरे की गर्दनें काट रहे होते हैं, ब्लास्फेमी लॉ ले आए हैं और उसके ऊपर किसी को भी मार देते हैं। इन लोगों ने लोगों को इस हाल तक पहुंचाया है और इसमें कोई इनका रोल नहीं। इमरान खान क्या कहते थे कि मैं सिंपल लाइफ रहूंगा और जी मेरी गवर्नमेंट आ गई तो बिल्कुल वीआईपी कल्चर खत्म हो जाएगा। इमरान खान तो हेलीकॉप्टर से नीचे ही नहीं उतरे। सेम थिंग हैपेंड विद ऑल अदर पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज। इनमें से कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है जिसको आप एग्जांपल के तौर पे सामने रख सके कि जी इन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया था,
नहीं, but the use of religious words, jihad for azadi, Ambassador Sajjanhar, that's a very dangerous terminology coming from somebody like Imran Khan, and the actions that followed subsequently in the form of targeting of the house of the Corps Commander, sir.
No, absolutely, you're very right. I think this is very dangerous, and this is provocation, incitement, for all people to come on the roads. And we have seen that, this is really normalizing violence. That, if I don't like what you are doing, and if it goes against my interest, personal interest, and that's why I said, this is not a fight for democracy. Whatever he might say that this is for real azadi and all that, hakiki azadi ke liye hai, vagera. How do you define? Meaning, is Pakistan an occupied territory that you want independence? From whom do you want this independence? So I think this is a very dangerous direction in which this whole discussion that Imran Khan has started is going, that it is, you are justified in resorting to violence and in burning houses and radio stations and television stations and all that, and killing people. So I don't think this is the right way. And particularly, whatever people might say, he is not a social media created entity. He has, a huge, huge following amongst the middle class and amongst the youth. And so, just pushing him aside that it is, just a social media created entity, I don't think, they should be in denial of that nature. This is a real problem.
Because Uzma Kardar, the situation, you're absolutely right, sir. Uzma Kardar, the situation is, at least that is what we've been told, that well-heeled people in Pakistan are backing Imran Khan to the hilt, including some from within the uniformed forces and their families. But the other point that Abdul Samad Yaqub raised, कि जनता एक तरफ देख रही है कि ऐसे अय्याशी में रह रहे हैं लोग, और दूसरी तरफ 2 वक्त रोटी खाने को नहीं है उनके पास, तो वो बोटी नोच के खा जाएंगे. मैम, इज पाकिस्तान ट्रूली हेडिंग टुवर्ड्स मैसिव इंटरनल स्ट्राइफ इन योर व्यू?
See, Gaurav, after this, I'll beg leave because I really have to go somewhere.
Absolutely,
you see, the thing is that Imran Khan is playing with fire. In Mardan recently, I'm just quoting one incident because he puts himself on the pedestal of being a prophet now. Okay, so and youth, they emulate this. So there was this one boy, Maulana, who was speaking on one of his stages, and he got lynched because of this.
Yes.
So he should know better that what he's doing, he's actually bringing destruction to his own party. And people, I think now we have to. What was the second part of your question?
Is Pakistan heading towards a long civil strife given what Imran Khan and his supporters are doing and what you've seen since the 9th of May?
No, not at all. You will see stability, political stability very soon in Pakistan. We are heading towards elections, and he's not the only one living in this country. There are many other people who support many other parties, and this election most probably will be held in October. And then we will form a new government will be formed, and we have a huge youth bulge, and Pakistani people, when they go to the into international world, they really make waves. They're so talented. They have so much potential, and we have to give them their we have to fulfill their potential here in their own country, and we will inshallah. We are now. Look at me. I'm a middle class person, and I'm in politics. I'm in mainstream politics. So things are changing. Politics is not in the clutches of the feudals.
So what do you make of Imran Khan using?
Army has a minimal role. I don't know why you keep on hammering on this. They have a minimal role. They say that we will support democratically elected governments. So whoever gets the mandate of the people, they will be supported by the army.
What do you make? You said Imran Khan is assuming some kind of a religious role. Can you elaborate on that when he uses these religious connotations in his speeches? Is he trying to become?
Yes. He keeps on saying, "I'm the Messiah." And he uses religious terminology, Amal bil Maroof, Nahi Mulkir, and then he says that whoever does not follow me will be mushrik, and will be a kafir, and he's really confusing the minds of people, and he's exploiting them religiously, playing with their religious sentiments, and they place him. There was this child who was saying that, he's next to our Prophet, peace be upon him, Nauzubillah. That's really bad. I mean, this is terrible. And it's all for political gain. There's nothing else to it. And it's I think his wife, who's sitting there doing God knows what in the house, she's totally controlling his mind. And he's talking her language, most probably, I don't know. And there, she's also involved in so many corruption cases at the same time. So there are so many contradictions coming out, and now everybody can see what's happening. So this will settle down, I think, because people are not fools. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time.
I will.
And thank you so much.
You're so kind of you to have joined us, Uzma Kardar. Many thanks.
I really enjoyed your show.
Thank you very much. And Ambassador, the last word goes to you. You see Pakistan head towards prolonged turmoil, Ambassador Sajjanhar?
Yes, I do. I think it's going to be prolonged turmoil, and it's all of Pakistan's own making. You know what Madam Uzma Kardar was saying, that we have incursions and hostile neighbors on two sides. Let me assure her that India wants only peace as far as Pakistan is concerned. We have never done any incursions. In fact, the incursions have taken place on the other side, and we have just tried to protect ourselves, which will continue to do so, irrespective of the sort of turmoil that comes in Pakistan. But yes, I think it is going to take a long time before it really settles down. But I think it is going to settle down. It is not going to disintegrate, because Pakistan has always been thinking that it's too big to collapse, it's too strategically significant to collapse. So I think the countries will in the neighborhood, etc., will come and make sure. And after all, it has nuclear weapons, so that is another reason why it will not be allowed to collapse or to disintegrate.
Fair enough, but
good for us. So just one last comment, Gaurav. For us, it will be good if it doesn't disintegrate, because right now we have one problem. If it disintegrates into four, we'll have four problems. So I don't think we want that. We want it to be stable. We want it to be a normal neighbor. That's all.
Okay. I will let that be the last word on this part of the show. For joining me here, as always, Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar, Arzu Kazmi, Abdul Samad Yaqub, and Uzma Kardar. Many thanks. We will continue to track developments on this big story very closely. But that is all I have time for on this special broadcast. Many thanks for watching.